Something just happened in NASCAR that made a lot of people stop and rethink everything. Not because someone won, not because there was a massive wreck, and not because of some big controversy. It was one moment, one split-second reaction, and somehow it may have changed the entire conversation around Cleetus McFarland. Because for the first time, people are not just laughing, doubting, or criticizing. They are actually starting to ask, wait, is this guy getting legit? And if that sounds crazy right now, just wait until you see what happened. And if you are a real NASCAR fan who loves honest racing talk, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and join NASCAR Nation Report. We are building this channel from the ground up, chasing that first 10,000 subscribers. If you love this sport, you are in the right place. Now, let's talk about what just happened, because this matters way more than it looks. So here's the moment everyone is talking about. Cleetus McFarland was testing at Rockingham Speedway with Richard Childress Racing, and this was not some casual little session. This was serious work. We are talking about nearly 10 straight hours behind the wheel. That kind of seat time is brutal. By that point, your body is tired, your focus starts fading, your reactions get slower, and that is usually when mistakes show up. That is when drivers get lazy with the wheel. That is when they miss the balance. That is when the car bites back. Late in a long run, with the tires worn down and grip almost completely gone, the car suddenly snapped loose in the middle of the corner. And if you know NASCAR, you know exactly how dangerous that moment is. That is where inexperienced drivers usually lose it. That is where the back end comes around. That is where the wall gets involved. But this time, he saved it. Quick hands, no panic, no wild overcorrection, no complete meltdown. He caught the car, settled it down, and drove away, like it was nothing. And on the surface, maybe that just looks like a clean save. But in this situation, that moment said a lot. Cleetus McFarland did not enter NASCAR quietly. The second he jumped from YouTube into stock car racing, people were split immediately. Some fans loved the energy, but a lot of people looked at it and said, this is moving way too fast. We all saw the rough start. There was the early testing crash. Then came the Truck Series debut at Daytona, where things got even louder. Then the veterans started speaking. Denny Hamlin questioned his control. Brad Keselowski criticized the approval process. Kyle Busch pointed at the experience gap. When drivers like that speak publicly, people listen. That is not random internet noise. That is the sport itself saying, is this guy really ready? So even after signing with Richard Childress Racing, the main question never really changed. Does he actually belong at this level? That is exactly why this Rockingham moment hit different. Because for the first time, in a real pressure situation, he showed something you cannot fake. Real car control under stress. Not on fresh tires. Not on a clean qualifying lap. This was deep into a run on old tires. That is where rookies usually get exposed. And this time, he didn't. Now did this suddenly silence all the critics? Not even close. Some fans looked at it and said, okay, that is real progress. And compared to what we saw earlier, that is a fair take. But on the other side, plenty were not buying it. Their argument was simple. One save does not erase a racing resume full of mistakes. NASCAR does not hand out respect because you had one nice moment in a test session. You earn that by showing up week after week. So inside the garage, the tone right now feels less like hype and more like a pause. Like everybody is collectively saying, we need to see more. Because now we get to the part that actually matters most. April 4th, Rockingham Speedway. But this time, is not a test. This is his official NASCAR Xfinity Series debut, and that changes everything. Testing can show potential, but race day reveals the truth. A race tells you if they can actually handle the moment. and now all eyes are on him. This is where hype stops mattering. In NASCAR, potential gets attention, but consistency earns respect. The challenge now is proving it over a full race. Can he show that what happened at Rockingham was not just a reflex, but actual growth? That is what everyone wants to know now. One clean save does not erase the mistakes. It does not erase the crashes. NASCAR is not really the place to learn from scratch. But you also cannot ignore what happened here. That kind of save, after that many hours in the car, is not just luck. That is instinct beginning to build. That is confidence starting to form. That is a driver getting more comfortable living closer to the limit. If he keeps the car clean and shows solid pace, people will start looking at him differently, at least as someone building toward something serious. So now I want to hear from you. Was that Rockingham save enough to show real progress? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and join NASCAR Nation Report. We are building something real here.